My name is Amy Martinez. I am a mother to 2 children. When I was 27 years old, I lost all 4 of my limbs to sepsis from a kidney stone, and my whole world turned upside down. I had years of adapting and accepting my new lifestyle and changing my perspective, and now I am living my life to the fullest.
My name is Joshua Williams. I'm 26 years old. I was diagnosed at 2 years old, and I was told I would never be able to walk. Having a disability brings out a quick maturity that often takes time for most individuals to develop.
My name is Caitlin Para. I grew up wanting to learn, to explore the world, and to learn as much as I could about every little bit of it. That's always been my dream, always been my prospects, until my senior year of high school, when I was getting off the bus across from my home. It was hit by a speeding car and sent into a 6-week coma. I had a stroke, I had everything go wrong. Basically, I should have died.
My name is Alex Ruiz. I'm currently a senior in high school, and last October I got hurt playing football for my high school, and I ended up losing my leg.
When I was 13 years old, I actually faced a major life-changing circumstance that completely changed my view and just everything. But you know what? I just never stopped fighting. Fight the good fight. And don't just stop, because the struggle is real, but overcoming it with a smile on your face is just so beautiful.
Though it was challenging in the beginning and very difficult for me to accept, I found this support system of family and friends that have helped me along the way, and I have changed my perspective, and I have accepted that this is the way life is for me now, and I've seen it in its beauty rather than only in its pain, and it has led me to this wonderful life that I'm choosing to love, because I want to be there for my children and to experience all the great things that this life has to offer.
Everybody has a disability. Mine is just visible. And so, like, for instance, fear. If you struggle with fear, fear will limit you from what you are capable of doing. Just like my disability it just limits me. It doesn't stop me, it limits me. But even that can be overcome. And I just think that people, if we really understood that as a nation, as a people, we wouldn't discriminate against people with disabilities.
I would have thought that in my current physical state, I would be unable to enjoy the travels that I've always dreamed of going on. But on the contrary, with the help of my superhero mother, to always be by my side, at my back, and helping me with everything and more than I possibly needed, I was able to go and experience the things that I've always dreamed of easily. It's all about mindset. If you have the mindset, like I do, that there is nothing more important than getting out and seeing and not letting anything stop you when it comes to doing what you want.
When I got hurt and I realized I wasn't able to play football or baseball anymore, it really put me in a dark situation. It really made me think about what am I gonna do with my life now? I lost the one thing that I truly love and I truly have a passion for. And I sat in the hospital room just thinking each day, like, why would this happen to me? Like, why would God take away the one thing that I find joy in, like the one thing that I'm decent at? And he really came to show me, like, there's always a next step. There's always something else you can do, something else you can set your goal towards, and something else you can accomplish. And I think I'm in the period right now where this is still new and still fresh, and I'm still finding that new thing, and I'm still trying to try out new things that aren't as mobile and I can thrive in.
When everything went wrong in my life, honestly, I did not like who I was and why this happened to me, and just all these whys came into place. But once I start loving who I am and who this new person was, I started just loving the world and loving each and every soul that passed by me. And I wanted to be in a different body, but this is who I am. This is who God intended for me to be. So I just love each and every day.
I learned to not take the simple things for granted. I used to get up and go about my day and nothing was ever very difficult. Now there are things that I miss doing, but I have learned to be creative, and there are many things that I can do again, just in a different way. Holding my kids' hands, for instance, that was taken away from me, but with my prosthetics, I am able to hold their hands again and do some of the simple things that we take for granted every single day.
If you can see past this, that's how you get to know the real me. This does not define me. This is just equipment. I'm still a person. There's so much more to me than this equipment. There's so much more to you than the equipment you have on right now. Let people see the real you, and I promise you that'll always reveal the right people, also the wrong people, because it's so important that somebody knows the real you. And that's all I have to say about that.
My end goal has always been traveling. That's been unquestionable for me. I had lots of difficulties, lots of challenges to get there. But every time I climbed one of those grueling staircases that made me feel like I should quit, the view of the country at the top made everything worth it. And that's really the way all of life is for us. We just have to keep pursuing that next golden view at the top.
There are a lot of similarities between football and life, or baseball and life, or any sport that you play and life. Everyone is competing, everyone is striving for a goal, everyone's working towards a goal. With the work ethic that I had has really prepared me for this time in my life. I feel like going to practice every day and taking it serious and not caring if something aches or if something doesn't feel right, just persevere through it, and just realizing that I have a team and people around me that are working towards the same goal as me. I really feel like it's just taught me, like, that's how life is. Everyone is working towards a goal, and if you don't work hard, you're not going to achieve that goal. Like, no matter how bad you're feeling that day or how sorry you are for yourself that day, like, you can't let that stop you from going out and working towards that goal. And you just really have to persevere through it and get through that day and just kind of go one day at a time. Just like in football, like, it's one game at a time. You don't worry about the whole season at once, you just worry about the next opponent.
When difficult times come in your life and they completely change who you are, your outlook, everything, you tend to want to be this person that you're not. But honestly, that doesn't show your value. That doesn't show who you are. That doesn't show anything of what you truly are and who God made you to be. That just shows a phony person. And who likes phony person? I mean, just be yourself. That's who people really want to see, is you.
At that point in my life, everything had been taken away from me and it was extremely hard. But I fought to change my perspective about the situation and try to live my life just as much as I was before, or even more.
The best way to succeed is to be yourself. You can literally change the way you look from a Snapchat filter. You can change the way you look from an Instagram filter. So people are constantly changing themselves on social media to get people to accept who you are. But if you just tell them the truth, if you accept the truth about yourself, other people will accept the truth about you.
My accident, the accident that shook, altered, and completely convoluted my life, completely changed everything about what's going on in my life. But it didn't change me. It didn't change my dreams or ambitions or my desire to get them.
In sports, one of the most important things is competition and having that competitive edge inside of yourself and that will to win and will to do whatever it takes to win. But what comes with that, at the same time, you have to respect your opponent. We shouldn't be respectful just because we might get kicked out or we might get flagged or penalized. I think it's just a moral thing on the inside. Like you should want to be respectful to your peers, and I think that just really correlates in life. And I think if we learn to grasp that and wrap it around our heads, then the world will just be a much better place and a much nicer place.
People look at the next new thing out there, but I just say be yourself, because being yourself is not taking that person. They're already that person, so they're just working on improving their self, and you work on improving yourself, we all win.
Life is so much better when you just choose to see the joy through it. And these storms come and go through your life. And if I could define my life in a tagline, it would be to dance through the storms.
My tagline, something that I choose to live by, two things I choose to live by, is that I'm disabled, but I'm not dysfunctional. And my second, motto would be, my limit is in my legs, not in my mind.
If I can describe myself in one word, I would call myself an overcomer.
If I could describe myself in one tagline, it would probably be to redefine myself.
We are unstoppable. We are all unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. You're unstoppable. We just have to believe in it.
I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
I'm unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.